I just have one thing to say to everybody. This is your team and it's here to stay.
You are now listening to Sports Talk 916 with Greg Bull and Coach Greg Veroza.
If you'd like to participate in the show, there are a couple of ways to do it. If you want to contact us on Twitter, use the show's Twitter address, which is @SportsTalk916. For Greg B, go to @MrChief916. And for me, Coach Greg, it's @Greg Veroza. And Veroza is VAROZZA. And if you want to chat live with us, the best place to go is go to the Mixler page and hit chat. There you'll see all of us chatting together as the show goes on. Guess who's back? I'm back. But I'm really loud. There we go. That's better. No, that's not better.
Huh. Woo. Some echoes.
Is that better? That's better.
Hopefully
there you go.
Better. What's up? Facebook world, we're live. Let me know if you can hear us just fine or not. If you could, please. TJ, I see you in there. Cousins only playing 3 minutes. Really tells me something, guys. It just doesn't feel right. I never believed by the trade hype. What's your opinion? We will get to that soon. Ronnie from Vegas, I appreciate you being here. If we could just get an audio thumbs up on Facebook and Mixler, if you guys can, let us know that you guys can hear us just fine. And we're going to get started. As teased, we're going to start off right off the bat with Warrior Gate with Patrick Kilkenny.
Warrior Gate.
I wanted to give him a chance to air a few things out before. Oh, we got likes, so that should be a good sign.
There you go.
Before things get out of hand and before we get too far into it. So I'm going to go ahead and give PK a call. We're going to play a little bit of audio that was released to me, and we're gonna get PK's side of the story so we can put all this to rest. So
yawn.
Stand by here.
Yawn.
Don't be a dick.
What do you mean, don't be a dick? That's
Hello?
right. That's
Mr.
right.
PK.
Hey, what's going on, bro?
What up, buddy? How are you?
Oh man, I'm just tripping about this Demarcus Cousins crap, man.
I'm gonna get to that. That's how we're gonna wrap you up today, real quick here. But for those that are watching all over Facebook, listening on Mixler, all of that, you've had, let's just call it a roller coaster. There's been some ups, some downs, more downs than ups lately, and we've had plenty of talks about this, and I know that you're tired of it. And I don't blame you.
Right.
The reason why we're rehashing this is because after you went on with Keith Joganatis, some more audio was sent to me, and I wanted you to be the person to clear the air before anyone with malicious intent decided to put it out there. You agreed to do it, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and play this audio. I think you know exactly what it is. I'm going to play the whole thing. It's 53 seconds long. And then I'm going to ask you one question about it, and then I'm going to let you clear the air, and then we're going to bury it. No more.
All right.
All right, so hold on. I'm going to play right now for those that are listening, and then we'll get to you about it.
Man, but I feel like you weren't listening to me when I said that die-hard part. I'm not a die-hard Kings fan because, like I said, I was a Warriors fan growing up when I was 10 years old, 1987. So I'm not a diehard Kings fan. I can't claim that. Now I can claim Carmichael Dave, Sign Lady, all those people that have been around for a long time. They can claim it. I can't claim it. Now when I said fuck the Warriors and all that kind of stuff, I was just trying to fit in and just trying to be cool and shit. I shouldn't have said that shit. You know, a lot of my friends and family were upset at me for saying that. You know what I mean? And I really renege on what I said. So I shouldn't have said that. You know, I'm always going to have love for the Warriors because I'm from there. I used to root for them. And that was my team growing up when they were terrible. You know what I mean? And now that they're hella good, everybody wants to sit up here and call me a bandwagon fan. Well, first of all, I know a lot about the Warriors organization than a lot of these bandwagon fans do. I know everything about the Warriors growing up as a kid. So I don't know about that, but I'm just being truthful with you right now.
All right, so that's what was sent to me. It was a little bit hard to understand. I mean, not hard to understand. Obviously, you're speaking very clearly. It was hard to want to believe in a sense that it was legitimate. My question for you on this, and then I'm gonna let you have the floor, is you mentioned that you came to Sacramento at, I believe, is 8 years old, and you were a Kings fan ever since.
Right.
The thing that was brought up to me that stood out to me that I think people are going to ask is, if you came over here at 8, in this, I mean, you may have misspoke when you're in the heat of an argument or heat of a conversation. Sometimes numbers get jumbled up. I'm not going to hold you to saying that you were, Warriors fan since 10. 2 years isn't going to be a big deal. My question for you is, if you came over here as a Kings fan at 8, the knowledge that you say to have on the Warriors in this situation being as vast as it is, the question I think is, if you're a Kings fan, why do you have so much knowledge of the Warriors? That's the only thing that stands out to me, because like I said, me and you have talked. You've cleared the air with me. We've had our differences. We've hashed it out. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, if you listen to our show, Greg and I both have been like, dude, we're done with the Niners. They're terrible. We don't want to do it anymore. When you're upset, when you're pissed off, maybe you say things you don't mean. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the opportunity right now. Floor is yours. Explain that audio. Explain where you stand, and let's get the shovels in the ground and let's get rid of Warriorgate.
All right. Well, first of all, I didn't hear the audio. I couldn't hear it on the phone.
Son of a bitch.
But I couldn't hear it. That's all right. But I'm gonna respond what you said to me just now, and that is my family, my mother, which is not here anymore. She was a season ticket holder for the Warriors. Way back. This is before the Kings even came to Sacramento. So I used to go to a few games with my mother and stuff like that when I was little. And that's the team that everybody rooted for in my household. And that's what I've known. But the Sacramento Kings to me is different because I already told you the story about, my father took me to my first professional basketball game for his, not first, I went to games with my mother, like I said, but I went to a game with my dad, a real live game back in 85. I was 8 years old, like I said. And by seeing it wasn't really basically the Kings that really was like turning me on about being a fan of. It was basically like the fan base, and I wanted to be part of something that I've never seen, even in the Bay Area. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah, so I said a lot of things about, out of anger with the jersey and all that kind of stuff, and I told you guys before, and I'll say it again. I even told Keith, the Sacramento Kings is part of my life. They're part of my family. I moved to Sacramento because of the Kings. It wasn't because of I didn't know anything about Sacramento except the Sacramento Kings. You know what I mean? So I wanted to come here and be close to them. Yes, I'm from the Bay Area, proud of it, love it. All my teams are in the Bay Area, baseball and football and the Sharks and all that kind of stuff, and Cal and stuff. So, I want everybody to know out there, and I know you guys seen your Facebooks floated with pictures of me with the Kings, and, I know everything about this franchise. You see a lot of things, and I said some very horrible things, about the Kings and stuff, but when you get angry, you say anything, like you said, Greg. So it's like, I love this basketball team, and I wouldn't have a relationship with my current girlfriend right now if I was a Warriors fan. So let's get that out there too.
It's your fiance. Don't get in trouble with her. Fiance.
Well, exactly. Fiance. Yeah, you're right there. Fiance. So, I wouldn't even have a relationship. So it wouldn't. If I even thought about liking the Golden State Warriors, my relationship would be done with her. She's from Sacramento. She was born and raised here, and to know that made me excited also. So now we have someone we can root together with.
So let me ask you this then. So in the audio, you didn't get to hear it. You basically told whoever you were speaking with that you're not a diehard Kings fan. You can't claim to be. The real diehard Kings fans are the Carmichael Daves and the Sign Ladies and all of them. If someone were to just come through and look at your Facebook page and your collection of Kings gear and the way you rep the team, one of the things you would think is, damn, this guy's a diehard Kings fan. So what is your response to that audio? And then how do you stand, or how do you see yourself on this day, February 19th at 8:15 p.m.?
Well, when I said I can't consider myself a diehard Kings fan, what I mean by that is that I wasn't born and raised out here in Sacramento, so I can't sit up here and say when the team got here. I became a Kings fan when I went to that one game I told you against the Boston Celtics. I don't know what date that was, but I know the Kings were here probably a little longer than when they first came here. But, Sign Lady and those people, now the Sacramento Kings that you see all the time by me repping the gear and stuff, I can consider myself a diehard now, but I wouldn't sit up here and say it like I was like when they first got here, like, oh, I was there when they first brought the vans in. I was there when I'm not like that. I can consider that to Sign Lady or Sign Man or Carmichael Day, people that were born and raised here. So, I mean, I pretty much came in, like I said, 8 years old, went to a game with my dad, and I wanted the Kings to be my favorite team because of how this fan base supported the team, and I wanted to be part of that. It didn't matter if the team was good, bad, or whatever. I just wanted to be part of the fan base family because this fan base supports this team, whether they're good or bad or ugly. It doesn't really matter. So, and the audio, I pretty much, the diehard part, I know who I talked to when I did the audio. I'm not going to mention his name because I'm going to show respect and everything, but I did say that, but it wasn't the fact that I'm not a diehard fan. I'm a diehard fan now.
Okay.
I can't say I'm a diehard back then when they went, when they first got here and all that kind of stuff. But to say it now, yeah, I can consider myself now a diehard fan. That's just my opinion. Now, other people don't have to agree with that, but I pretty much show my stuff off every day, whether that means anything or not. I mean, I don't buy Kings gear just to buy it because I can't afford to buy stuff just for no reason. If I'm buying something, I'm buying it because I like it.
Right.
I'm not going to buy it because, it's something to do. And first of all, my fiance wouldn't allow that. So it's like, I'm not going to sit up here and just buy Kings hats and shirts and stuff and say, okay, I'm a Warriors fan. That's stupid to me.
So,
anybody. So
I just got a really good idea because a few people in the chat box and on Facebook say that they're a little bit confused by some of the things you said, but you bounced around a little bit. I get what you're saying. You weren't born and raised you can't claim yourself to be a lifelong Kings fan.
I think, and Patrick, this is Coach Greg, and you and I have never talked before. I don't think we've ever met. We maybe met at a tailgate or something, but, I think, first off, dude, you don't have to apologize to anybody for anything. You're a fan. By the logic you gave, I'm not a diehard Kings fan. I moved here the year before they came into town. I was a Warrior fan. I kind of liked the Showtime Lakers back in the day because they were fun to watch. But then the Kings came and I became a Warrior or a Laker fan.
Goddamn.
Let's try it one more time. I became a Kings fan, so by that logic, even Carmichael Dave and Sign Lady aren't diehard Kings fans. So, dude, first of all, you don't need to apologize to anybody for being a fan of anybody. I came in late on this thing because I had no idea what was going on, nor really do I care. I think it's a lot being made out of nothing. My point is, you just rep who you want to rep. I still like watching the Warriors. I'm one of the few people that I like watching the Warriors. They're fun to watch. They remind me of the Kings of the turn of the century.
Well, I want to get it straight too. See, I really think people need to understand. I'm not a Warriors fan. I think the people are getting it all straight. See, I like Stephen Curry. That's who I like. I like his game. I like the way he plays the game. Now, he plays for the rival, of course, and that's pretty bad. Okay, so we don't like that. Well, I've been watching Stephen Curry since he played at Davidson. Now, I wanted the Kings to draft him in 09. I was pretty ticked off we didn't draft him. Yeah, Tyreek worked out pretty good. He won Rookie of the Year. But, sometimes you get a fan of people, but he is a Warrior now. Now, when he plays the Kings, I ignore him because I already know, I like him, so I'm not going to say, I hope the Kings whip his ass. You know what I mean? So it's like, I want people to really understand that I love the Sacramento Kings. The jersey's not here anymore. I don't have it anymore. A lot of people think that I'm,
And if you would have burned that jersey, I would have come over and kicked your ass. That's just, really, it's not. I don't know. I have an outside perspective on this. I'm not involved in all that stuff.
I told Keith, a lot of people don't want to believe him, but my brother took the jersey a while ago, and I didn't even know it. I thought it was still in the same spot. It was in my attic, so I called him up. He said, "You're a Kings fan. You don't need it." And he said, "It doesn't matter. I sold it already." So I said, well, that's probably a good thing, but people are going to think I'm lying. So it's like.
So here's my idea, PK. I want a top jersey burn. All right. There was a
What's
lot.
that?
I want to outdo jersey burn with an offer for you. There's
Okay.
there's obviously a bunch of people that are still gonna call BS on all of this, and I'm not one of them.
Right.
I'm taking you for your word. No reason to lie
Right.
about it anymore. Whatever.
Yeah.
There was a couple people in the kingdom and on Keith's, comment threads that said, "Oh, his jersey's gone. Let's donate a jersey to burn, whatever." And like Greg said, burning a jersey's stupid. It means nothing. You can go to Goodwill tomorrow and find a Warriors jersey for half off on their President's Day sale and burn a $2 jersey. That doesn't mean a
Right.
damn thing. What I want to do is I'll put it out there. Let's get donations and let's see how many people can pull some money together, and let's get you a 3x3 or 4x4 inch Sacramento Kings logo tattooed on you. I'll throw $20 on it. See if other people want to do it. I have a buddy that owns a tattoo shop right outside of Rockland, and let's get you permanently branded Sacramento
Right.
Kings fan for life.
And see, Greg, that's why I have a lot of respect for you, because you understand what I was thinking. I was going to get that done. I went because my birthday's coming up in June. And I told my fiance that I want to get a Kings tattooed on me. I've been wanting that for a long time. And that's really funny you said that, because, I mean, this stuff is just making me man, thank God I'm bald headed, man, because if I had some hair, I mean, I'd be pulling it out. I really want people to and see, I love people, man. It's like, Greg, you see me talking.
Yep.
I mean, I just like to get along with people. I love to have a good time, root for the Kings to win, I mean, I've been a Raider fan forever, and the Raiders are just now becoming a good team. So it's like, it takes time. It's going to get there. Now, yes, I had a frustrated moment when I wore the jersey and I said some things I shouldn't have said, but it is what it is, and I got in trouble for it.
I'll show you the
and
pictures. I have them all.
Yeah,
up.
nothing that Greg and I haven't said.
Oh, dude, like I said. Anyways, PK. So if you end up getting that in June for your birthday, you let your fiance know that I got $20 on it. If anyone else that's watching, a few people are loving the idea of the ink. If anyone else wants to throw down, let me know. We'll arrange it. We'll make sure that it gets put into the Patrick Kilkenny tattoo fund. And if you need a shop, like I said, I got a guy out. It's up in Penryn, right off of Highway 80. You can't miss it. He does great work. The Kings actually used him for their tattoo drive.
Is that where you got yours?
No, it's not where I got mine. I got mine downtown, but he was one of the 4 shops in town that were doing the free tattoos for Kings fans when they released the new logos. So he's a trusted shop. He knows what he's doing. I'll get you set up with Brandon up there if you do end up getting the tattoo, whether people help or not. If that's a birthday gift, I'll make sure you get to a good artist. And, like I said, I got 20 on it if anyone else wants to throw in. And, honestly, I mean, I have it on my leg. Jen Hughes is watching. I know she has a tattoo of the logo. If it shuts people up and it makes you happy to be a Kings fan and you want to wear it permanently, then, I'm going to help out.
Well, like I said, Greg, that's very nice of you. But hey, I was going to do that for myself, and that's, to me, it's going to prove to people. Maybe you still might have a little few idiots out there, but that's just the way it is. I mean, maybe people just like to pick on me because they like to. I don't know, but all I know is that I love this basketball team.
Patrick, if they ain't talking about you, they don't care.
There you go.
Yeah.
And your tattoo fund is now up to $30. Chris Wright's got 10 on it as well. PK, I know you need to go because you got to watch The Walking Dead with your lady tonight, so I'm not going to hold you much longer. Gut feeling, last question, gut feeling with all the Demarcus Cousins stuff, and we're going to talk about it. So if you want to go back and watch a live video when you guys are done with The Walking Dead, it'll all be on there on the Facebook page.
Well,
What's
first
your
of
gut
all,
feeling on DMC?
I think he's gone, man. And I hate to say it, man. I think he's going to be gone because they got 2 offers out there for him. So I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure you probably know more than me, Greg. You got sources, so.
I hate that term. I'm not Oscar Zepeda. No sources.
And speaking of that guy, too, I really like Oscar, too. And I know Oscar don't like me anymore, but one of these days, hopefully somebody can forgive and forget, because if I get that tattoo, hey, man, it's going to be on. I can't wait.
All right, PK, well, you have yourself a rest of the night. I appreciate you coming on with us, buddy.
Thanks for coming on, PK.
And
all right, y'all have a good show.
All right, bud.
All right.
All right. So Facebook world right now is ripping Patrick a new one.
I'm sure they are.
This goes back a long time, though. I mean, this isn't new blood. This is like old wounds reopened and rehashed. man, that was a weird explanation. Yeah, he did kind of bounce around a little bit. But
he also didn't hear the video too.
He also didn't hear the audio either, which I did not know that was going to happen. But it is what it is. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, let the guy just let him go. I mean, he clearly, I mean, at least by the inflection in his voice and the way he sounds, he seems to regret what he said. He seems to regret what he did. He wants redemption as far as the Kings fan goes. Dude, we have so many fans in every sport that flip-flop fandom. I mean, just because it's not advertised, every single person flip-flops fandom. It happens.
This is so junior high.
It is.
You don't want to know how junior high I think this is. This is like
I touched a titty at the Sadie Hawkins dance.
No, this is like you said that so-and-so said that they said that so-and-so liked you and I like them, so I hate you. It's just it.
That sounds like a touchy subject for
I know.
What up, Albert Chavez?
I guess the whole point is that was 20 minutes of my life I'm never going to get back for something that's really stupid.
Fuck. It was 20 minutes.
The dude's a fan. He's a basketball fan, whether he's a diehard Kings fan or a sort of Kings fan and sort of Warrior fan. Who cares?
All right, let's do this. Let's get to something that matters. Let's break up this talk with something that we all know and love.
A fucking punter. There you go.
And let's talk about Demarcus Cousins. So Demarcus Cousins,
what does that have to do with the fucking punter?
It's just a sound break. Right before the All-Star game, Adrian Wojnarowski, infamous Twitter, whatever you want to call him.
You mean Mr. It's first and goal at the 1. They're moving to Seattle.
Let's be fair. First and goal at the 1 was real. And then Seattle, like they did in the Super Bowl, decided to throw instead of run. And they fucked it up. Comes out and says, Sacramento Kings have been engaging conversations about Demarcus Cousins. The New Orleans Pelicans have been the first team to emerge in talks. The original report from some other slapdick out there on Twitter who's got a blue check mark, which apparently it's not hard to get anymore. I don't know why we don't have it. Was Buddy Hield for Demarcus Cousins, and Buddy Hield and like 2 future first rounders for Demarcus. And to me, I say fucking fly a kite. We've talked about Vlade being possibly the worst GM in the league. Whoever's in New Orleans right now, worse than Vlade.
What would they want with? I mean, you already have the guy who's the MVP of the All-Star game,
right? Who's
probably the one center that I would say is better than DeMarcus. What would you want DeMarcus for? What would you want him for?
That's the only thing I can think of, and it kind of helps me. I kind of salivate at the thought of it. Is it goes back to the late '90s
Twin Towers
Spurs? I mean, can you imagine Duncan and Robinson with the athleticism and the abilities of Davis?
Yeah, it was called Ralph Sampson and Hakeem Olajuwon.
You're old.
Until Ralph Sampson blew out his knees.
But I'm just saying, like, to me, that's the only reason why. As far as I've heard,
but the league is not a. The only fault in that logic is this league isn't a big man's league anymore.
No, but they both shoot the 3. Anyways, Pelicans have been said to have been thrown out. Another team apparently came in and wanted in on it. And according to Woj, so he kind of worded it funny. He basically came out and said the Kings have stopped answering phone calls on DeMarcus Cousins for the night. And then everyone's like, oh, retweeting the hell out of it. And they're like, oh, look, doors closed. DeMarcus is staying, whatever. But then if you go back and look at the previous tweet, it said another team that had contacted was told no because they have a better offer than what they were offering. So what I hear in my mind, and Ronnie from Vegas said, DeMarcus playing 3 minutes doesn't feel right. And we're going to get to that in a second. In my mind, when I hear the second tweet or the first tweet second in reverse order, when they say they're no longer making phone calls, to me that says they're not calling anyone else back because they're negotiating on that better deal. They're mulling over that better offer.
Could be.
Woj also came out and said that Vivek isn't 100% sold on going forward with DeMarcus as the centerpiece. He's meddling back and forth. Shocker there. God. Vivek is meddling.
But then again, there was a tweet that I read that said that they're that they've opened up negotiations again for a contract extension.
Right. And then Dave came out, Carmichael Dave came out.
Yeah, that's who it was.
And he said he talked to people who know things. And, where there's smoke, there's fire, maybe not a lot. Like, he was super cryptic. Aaron Brewski came out and said no. And then, 25 minutes later, he's like, well, they might be because Vivek is doing this. It's atypical Sacramento Kings front office meddling. Since Vivek took over.
No, it's typical, not atypical.
Yeah, sorry. Typical. So my concern, let's see, what would be worst trade ever if the trade him goes to Celtics and we get Bradley, Smart, Crowder, and the Nets pick. I'm glad that we got Crowder now, not a bowl of chowder, Chris Wright. I could see a deal with the Celtics going through if Butler doesn't happen.
Yeah, but right now, who's their star player?
Isaiah.
Right.
And they love each other, apparently, according to Isaiah.
Oh, they do?
Yep.
Is that what they said?
Isaiah came out and said he's one of the best people you'll ever meet. He's misunderstood. He loves being around him. He's hilarious, whatever. So it's hard to say, but and like what Ronnie said, the 3-minute playing time, the 2 minute and 32 seconds or whatever, or 3 minutes and 23 seconds, whatever it is, concerns me.
Well,
now is it he went to him and said, look, I've got my ass kicked this season. I'll play a few minutes, and then I don't want to play anymore?
Or was it the league saying, you've been a bad boy. You've got way too many technicals. You need to chill your ass out. Have a seat.
Was it Steve Kerr saying, hey, fuck you, I'm a Warriors coach, sit
Could have
down?
been.
Or could it have been a call from Vlade or Vivek that said, hey, this game means nothing. I don't want him getting hurt because then his value goes away. We're in talks. Don't play him.
Could be. That could be.
And that's what worries me is like, could it be a posturing thing? And everyone says, oh, well, they're talking about wanting to trade him and sign the extensions. We've talked about it before. They're not going to just say Demarcus is being traded because then you get me and you
Right.
offered in trade.
Right.
There's a 55-year-old or however old you are. How old are you?
55 now.
All right, 55-year-old realtor and a 6'5" waist of height who's going to be 31 and can't jump for shit in Sacramento. In this team, we're going to trade you for him. It's like that's the equivalent you're going to get.
Yeah.
And it's you have to posture in a way to make sure it's going to work. Needless to say, it's going to be a very, very interesting
Couple of days.
24, 48, 72, 96 hours.
There you go.
All right.
Could just said 4 days.
Yeah, 4 days. A 35-year-old DMV tech with a bad back. Yep.
Who digs Disneyland?
Right. Sarah Newsom says he's not going anywhere. Who wants to bet? Sarah, I hope he doesn't go anywhere. I mean, every time I hear him talk, and he did an interview with Shelly, somebody Shelbourne or whatever the hell that
Shelly
broad,
Smith.
whatever the hell her name is, the broad on ESPN. And if you when you hear the audio, you're like, oh, it's typical. I'm going to say the right thing. But when you actually watch the interview, you can see it in his eyes. He means what he says about Sacramento. And if someone wants to be here, I want him to be here.
Right. Right.
But if we get a load of first-round picks for him and we get some talented people, Buddy Hield not being that talented person, I don't want a nut grabber on my team.
Especially grabbing his nuts.
Right. I mean, whatever. But, if it's the right deal, if it's a king's ransom, no pun intended, then you know what? I'm okay with it. But I don't want to see DeMarcus go anywhere right now.
No, I think
what I want to see is the gods shine the light down on Rudy Gay's Achilles and it heals tomorrow and then he opts out.
Right.
That's what I want to see happen. Pluto says hi. Oh, you mentioned. I don't want to bet. I'm on the same side as you, Sarah. I don't want to see him gone. Do I think he's gone at this deadline? No.
I don't think he is either.
Now, if he signs a large deal, does he make it into the third year of that deal? No. If he signs a 5-year extension in this offseason, I don't think he makes it into the third season because he's more valuable on that 5-year deal than he is today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, they're starting to finally, that's one thing I hate about this team is they play great for 3 or 4 games. You think, man, they've turned the corner. Things are good, looking good. Maybe it's actually time that we're going to start playing well. And then something happens and they lose 5 out of 6 or 7 out of 8. And we're right back to where you started from. So, it's at the end of the first half or the end right before the All-Star break, it was pretty they were playing pretty well. Starting to move the ball around. Demarcus was actually going to where he was supposed to be on the court. He might have been playing even a little bit defense. There's rumors out that he played a little bit of defense.
I'm not gonna knock Demarcus at all the last couple weeks since that.
No,
since he deleted his Twitter for 16 minutes and then came back to it.
He's
been playing good. I mean, I'm not gonna knock him. Players seem to be enjoying him. He's playing with a smile on his face. He's only bitching a little bit.
And he I think that last game where he what was it? Was it the Oklahoma City game where he got ejected with second left?
I don't remember.
Or Memphis.
I don't know.
It was one of those two. TJ?
It doesn't really make a difference.
Since that game, he's really, it's almost like he's kind of calmed down, and maybe he got it. Maybe he finally heard all of the talk that's been going around out there.
In that interview with Charlie Smith, she said, "Who do you draw your motivation from, or who do you draw your behavioral, whatever? Like, how do you fix yourself?" And he said his mom. And he said, "Man, he's like, after I got tossed from that game, he's like, I heard it from her."
Good.
And he's like, she's just always being mom. And you know what? Maybe mom needs to be on some road trips and be like, sit his ass down and be like, "Look, knock this shit off."
So I'd hate to see him go now too.
If you want to read something funny this is a little bit of a sidebar. If you want to read something funny on Facebook, go find Eileen Voisan's article the other day about the team it's like a playoff run post or something, and then look for Sarah Richards Newson's comments in regards to her being negative toward Demarcus. It's classic.
Is it really?
It's great.
Okay, I'll have to.
She was going back and forth with him. Absolutely amazing. Phoenix said to be interested. I don't think Phoenix has the assets to make a splash on Demarcus. I mean, they're going to be bad, sure. I don't think Demarcus this year makes Phoenix a playoff team, even though the West is wide open at the bottom.
No.
The reason why New Orleans is attractive is because they're a number of pieces away from being a playoff team, and they own their own pick. So if Demarcus gets there and it realizes it doesn't work and they need to make a couple more moves, they may not make the playoffs. And the Kings get their pick, and there's no swaps, there's no contingencies with other teams' performance. Same thing with Boston. If they make the trade for that
Nets pick,
it's the Nets owned pick.
Right.
They have another pick out there somewhere that's a swap with someone else. It might even be the Nets again. So it's like there's a lot out there, but I want a bad team to get if they're going to trade him. I want it to be a bad team who owns their own damn pick.
Right.
I don't want it to go to Philly, who owns Sacramento's pick. If it's worse, I mean?
I wouldn't mind it going to Boston with that Nets pick. I'd take that in a heartbeat.
But who do you get? I mean,
you get one of the top 3 players coming out of the draft.
No. I know that this draft is going to be deep as shit. But Crowder's a nice piece. You got to get Marcus Smart, who has a ceiling, but it's pretty high if he stays right. Where else do you go? Do you go with Olynyk? I mean, do you try to get Avery Bradley? I mean, I would love to get Avery Bradley out of the deal.
I wouldn't mind Olynyk either.
Give me Isaiah.
He's not coming.
He's not going anywhere. Here's my deal though. I was watching the All-Star game, and I have a little bit of a non-homosexual man crush on a player in the NBA. He's simply fucking amazing as far as a basketball player goes. And in a dream situation, money doesn't necessarily match up. This player would fill a need at a spot that the Kings desperately need help at. If you can give me the first round pick of the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo for Demarcus Cousins straight up.
I was going to try to guess it and ask him if he could spell his last name.
Fuck no, I can't spell his name, but I would have his jersey. I would take, no, not even John Wall. I would take Antetokounmpo and a first round pick, even if it's next year's first round pick, for Demarcus in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that kid is, do you see it the other day? 2 dribbles down the court and dunked it from the free throw line. Like, you fucker.
He's not going anywhere. He's going
to be a buck for life. Yeah, I'll take the Greek freak. Hell yeah. CBS Sports the other day, this is the 20-year anniversary of the NBA. Remember in 1996, they rolled out the top 50 players of NBA history, and it was like the longest halftime show you'll ever see in your life.
Right.
Well, this All-Star game was the 20th anniversary of that.
Nice.
And CBS Sports redid the top 50.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to sort of blow through them real quick here, and I just want to see what you think about some of these. Hold on. I'm going to move my beer.
Yeah, don't put it right in front of that.
I don't really care. Barn Mom might freak out a little bit. Speaking of which, Mike, you're awfully... New Orleans is attractive as far as Cousins is concerned as its closest team to his home state of Alabama. He doesn't want to go to a shithole like New Orleans, though. No, stop it, Mike.
I'd get traded. I'd love to play in New Orleans. I'd weigh 700 pounds, but...
All right, let's see. Kawhi Leonard, 50. Dwight Howard... Just stop me if you hate it. Kawhi Leonard, 50. Dwight Howard, 49. Dominique Wilkins, 48. Reggie Miller, 47.
I stop right there. That's way too low for Reggie Miller.
Okay.
Way too low. Let me see the rest of the list, and I'll make some more comments.
All right. Ray Allen, 46. Bob Pettit, 45. Kevin McHale, 44.
That's low.
George Gervin, 43.
Iceman.
Gary Payton, 42. Elvin Hayes, 41. Dolph Shays, 40.
That's even before my time.
Rick Barry, 39. Paul Pierce, 38. George McCon, or Mikan, 37. Bob Cousy, 36. Isaiah Thomas, not of the Boston Celtics.
The real Isaiah Thomas.
35. Allen Iverson, 34. John Havlicek, 33. Walt Frazier, 32. Patrick Ewing, 31. Clyde the Glide, 30. Jason Kidd, 29. Steve Nash. I would put Reggie Miller ahead of Jason Kidd.
And Steve Nash.
Steve Nash, 28. David Robinson, 27. Elgin Baylor, 26. Dwayne Wade cracks the list now at 25. I don't understand how this guy's already on the list. Kevin Durant, 24. John Stockton, 23. Scottie Pippen, 22. Chris Paul, 21.
Nah, that's too high for Chris Paul.
Charles Barkley, 20. Steph Curry, 19. Julius Erving, 18. Dirk Nowitzki, 17. Karl Malone, 16. Kevin Garnett, 15. Moses Malone, 14. The Logo at 13. Oscar Robertson, 12. Hakeem Olajuwon, 11. Kobe Bryant, number 10. Shaquille O'Neal, 9. Larry Bird, 8. Tim Duncan, 7. Bill Russell, 6. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 5. Magic Johnson, 4. Wilt Chamberlain, 3. LeBron James, 2. And Michael Jordan, 1.
I think for the most part, I think they got all the right guys. I don't think there's anybody on that list that I can think of that would go, he should be on it. Reggie Miller down as low as he is, that's a little bit low.
Joe Delso says he's cool with 15 up to 1. The rest of it seems like it's a little bit of a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Reggie Miller ahead of, who did I say?
No, Chris Paul ahead of Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
That just didn't work. And there was another one. It was
28. What? TJ, are you being serious right now? Hold on. This got to be a fake Twitter account.
Why?
TJ just says, per Wojnarowski, Sacramento has agreed to trade Demarcus Cousins to the Pelicans, per league sources. Done deal. Demarcus is a Pelican, according to Carmichael Dave.
Really?
Holy shit. Sacramento has a trade. I can't even fucking talk. Adrian Wojnarowski, it's his verified account. Sacramento has agreed to trade Demarcus Cousins to the New Orleans Pelicans. League source tells The Vertical. Woj bomb of the fucking year.
Wow.
What the fuck?
That's why he didn't play.
There it is. If that is real, there's why he played 3 minutes.
Yep.
You gotta be fucking kidding me right now. Deal with the Pelicans includes Buddy Hield, the 2017 first-round pick to the Kings for Cousins.
That's it?
Buddy Hield and a first-round pick, that's it?
There's got to be somebody else thrown in. Just for contracts.
Unless, dream situation, DeMarcus signs next year with the Sacramento Kings. Opts out, signs in. Or, no, he's there for another year. He'd have to come back in 18.
Yeah.
You gotta be fucking kidding me right now. I'm waiting for ESPN to fucking break it in.
Go to Real ESPN.
Dude, I'm on a fucking jailbroken fucking... I don't have TV in here.
You can't go to ESPN.com?
Oh, yeah.
ESPN.
I do have a computer in front of me, don't I? You gotta be fucking kidding me right now.
Let me pull up what's going on Facebook, because if that's the case...
Right now,
Oh, Jogonitis went live.
done deal. Demarcus is... Dude, what the fuck? You gotta be kidding me. Vlade's house is gonna get burned down.
Boogie is sack.
Tyreek Evans, Buddy Hield, and 2 first-round picks.
That's... I'll take 2 first round, as long as they're good picks.
What the fuck? Dude, like, no fucking way right now. I'm losing my fucking mind. Okay, selfishly, I'm happy we're on the air right now. But, dude, what the fuck?
Let's see here.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to share our video to talk it up. I want other people in here to listen, but dude, what the hell? I'm shaking. I'm literally shaking. And it's not happy shakes. I'm actually pretty fucking upset about this. Dude, what the fuck? I should just call fucking Sam Amick or Brewski or someone right now and be like, can we talk about it?
Call your buddy Carmichael.
I'm texting him right now. I just texted Dave. Let's see what he says.
DMC and Omri for...
Well, Oscar's throwing a fucking party.
Here's what Carmichael said. Is DMC and Omri for Heald, Evans, Galloway, 2000.
I like Langston Galloway.
2017 first and their second Phillies pick.
Okay, hold on. There's something I need to say, though. Tyreek is back and Omri Caspi's gone, Oscar Zepeda. Throw a fucking party. I do have to say something. High five, Greg Rosa. We were right. We've been saying all along, all this talk is bluff. They're going to move him.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't want it to happen, though.
Be careful what you wish for.
Dude, like, what the fuck?
Okay, so let's say this is true. Let's say
everyone's reporting it.
Let's say it's a done deal. And they go on a...
Thanks, Barnbaum. To Sean Cunningham, hearing right now from the Sports Talk 916 guys that Tyreek Evans is coming back to Sacramento. Oh, Ron from Corner Pub. Boogie's a Pelican. Yep.
So what happens if they go on an 8 or 9 game winning streak?
What happens if they get like the 6th seed? Are people going to forget? Who cares? Whatever.
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Willie Cauley-Stein and Kufis now is the centerpiece.
See, I think that's what let this trade happen.
Is that they have Papagiannis and they have Scaloli Risi back there,
and Willie's been playing out of his mind the last couple of weeks.
Dude, I'm getting blown up by fucking everybody right now. You made the biggest headline. Your team made the biggest headline of All-Star Weekend. Wow. That's from a Warrior fan. Dude, come on, Dave. Hold on. Talk, Greg. We can't be just on dead air.
I'm surprised Tyreek's coming back. He's just a throw-in for a contract. Yeah. Do you think they cut him?
No.
Think they cut him right away?
Nope.
No? It's kind of ironic that...
I was going to try to get Deuce or Morgan on, but they're live now too.
It's kind of ironic that the two guys that played grab balls with each other the other night, you traded for each other too.
Yep. Fuck.
So I'm still not seeing a whole... I'm seeing a little bit, right? Seeing lots of what the fucks. Kings could have the second pick in the 2000.
No, and that's the thing. New Orleans owns one of their picks, so that's okay. But hey, can someone check on Melissa Mullen and make sure she's okay? Like, no, and I'm being dead serious on that. Dude, I don't know.
It's got to be for first. There has to be multiple first round draft picks. Has to be.
I'm literally shocked. This is going to be the worst podcast in the history of our show because I don't know what to say. I'm never lost for words.
You know, I'm kind of like, okay. I mean, I
okay
think I've
with
got a
the
little
basketball
shocked.
side of things, but you know what? Hold on.
Uh-oh, he's got an idea.
I do. I want to see if people are talking about it around there.
Go on the Pelicans.
You're supposed to talk when I'm quiet.
James says all our podcasts suck.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Boy. It's got to be, they have to get two. If they got 2 first round draft picks, they get Buddy Hield, which it satisfies a little bit of their need. Willie Cauley-Stein has been playing great the last couple of weeks. I think he's starting to get it. You know, they still have, which now opens up the door for Rudy after he gets.
Does he opt in?
He might. Well, he's going to opt in anyway.
Do you want him to stay here though? Joe Delso, somebody talk.
I don't know. I have to think about this one. I'm not a big Rudy Gay fan. Never have been. Never will be. I don't know what to say either. Really. I'd love to see. That draft pick is going to be. That draft pick's going to be pretty high. So we'll get a decent player. We're not going to get a draft pick anyway. If we get a second first round pick, that would be even better.
Someone just made a good point. Steven Kyler, NBA, says more likely, I don't know what he's replying to, but basically said Davis, Cousins, and Drew Holiday is a pretty solid big three.
Yeah, no shit.
Woj, Cousin. I'm trying to find someone that we can try to get on and talk to him about it.
Okay, James said he's reading it. It's 2017 and a future plus Evans. Problem is, New Orleans is going to be making the second round of the playoffs. These picks are going to be in the 20s. It's better than what we have.
I don't think New Orleans is necessarily going to be a lock.
Well, with that backcourt or that front court, they will be.
Philly's going to get a better draft pick now.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: season ticket renewal rate. How much do you think it drops? Or people are already locked in. How many people do you think cancel?
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a 10 or 15% drop.
I love all these people. I called it. No, you didn't.
We called it. So I don't have the little pit in my stomach that I did the night I found out they traded Chris Webber. And I don't know why. I think it's just because I was all right with them trading Cousins from the beginning. But
does anyone know who Steven Kyler is?
No.
He's from basketballinsiders.com. From Tampa, Florida.
What's his name?
Wojnarowski 45 seconds ago. Pelicans are including guard Langston Galloway in the deal to the Kings, who will likely be waived. Kings league sources. Healed Evans Galloway, their number first round. It's first. Okay, anyone that says the Kings are going to get a third pick, it's first round. It's a first round pick, but it's 1 through 3 protected. 2017 Sixers second round pick to Kings for Cousins Caspi.
What was that now?
It says that the Kings get the 2017 pick, but it's 1 through 3 protected, which doesn't make any sense because I really want to make sure that if we have a chance to get, I'm gonna hit up Steven Kyler to see if he wants to.
And the Pelicans Twitter feed doesn't have anything about it yet.
Well, they won't. Neither will the Kings. Trying to get out. Let's see. $100 you can do it tomorrow night. Sorry, there's a lot going on here.
What about your boy Marty Mack?
Marty's not really going to be. I could call Del Rogers.
He won't know how to pronounce anybody's name.
He'd be like, Demarcus Cousins. Let's see. I was sitting in my futon when they fired Malone. And now I'm sitting on my futon. Fuck my futon. Joe Delso. Tweet of the year. Or comment of the year. Damn it. I'm trying to see if I want Dusamoto off the air so I can get one of them on.
Are they still on?
Yeah, they're on. They have 30 fucking people watching. They're not going anywhere. People that were watching our feed 5 minutes ago are on their feed now. Thanks, folks.
Oh, who's on their feed now?
No, I'm just kidding. Mary Barker. I thought it was someone else. Protected. Yeah. Good job, Vlade. How are you gonna get a pick like that and then let them protect it?
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Upside for Cousins can start condo shopping tomorrow. Yeah, they don't have any games. Man. Guys used to get a Kia for winning All-Star MVP, but now they get Boogie Cousins as a teammate. That's a good one. Boogie will re-sign with the Kings at the end of the year. He's gotta. Nope.
Not anymore.
I'm going to go ahead and just quote that one and go, nope. Kings are idiots. ABC 10 just reported Demarcus Cousins has been traded to the Pelicans. Sam Amick, this was the culture move for the Kings. Fear of investing in massively in Cousins. Come on, Sam. Can you come on?
There's got to be somebody there that you can get to come on.
Oh, damn it. I spelled my name wrong. Gerg. I texted Amick and Brewski earlier, but obviously they were busy.
They're going to be a little busy too.
Yeah, they're going to be a little... Well, if you remember, when it was Howard and I, we had Brewski on 5 minutes after Rudy Gay broke.
Oh, did you really?
I got him on the phone. He explained it all to us.
Oh, cool.
So here's the crust on your fingers with my 11% battery. Let me plug my phone in while we're frantic tweeting here. Guys, go ahead and keep the comments coming. You guys have made it to my tablet so I can mirror you in my TV so I can have my phone. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Sorry on the media bus and NOLA. Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate all are cute. Thanks for that autocorrect. Appreciate the reply.
Ask him if you can make a Twitter comment or comment right now.
Why does it? No, not Amick. That was Steven Kyler.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
Oh, wait. There it is.
Yep, there it is. Mark Stein's reporting it.
Pelicans agree to acquire Kings forward Demarcus Cousins for guards Tyreek Evans, Buddy Hield, Langston Galloway, and a first and second round pick.
So, on paper, that's a pretty good haul. Buddy
Hield, we wanted him
to be drafted, and we
wanted him.
Who did we take? We took fucking Bogdan Bogdanovic.
Yeah, and that's the other part of it. We have him next year too.
Let's see. Jay Martin sees it took this long to realize they were first round fodder. What the fuck? Celtics probably could have given up more for Boogie. The problem is the Celtics were already locked into. The Celtics were locked into talks about Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
The Celtics get Jimmy Butler. Watch the fuck out. They're going to be
That makes
nasty.
a lot more sense than getting Cousins.
Get Jason Ross when he's done with Deuce and Mo. Is Jason on with Deuce and Mo right now? I'll message Jason.
Maybe we should just stream Deuce and Mo's
podcast.
podcast.
Just push them right into us. Let me hit up Jason on Twitter.
On Twitter?
Twitter.
Yeah, this could end up being interesting. I think it just has to be predicated on the fact that Willie Cauley-Stein has stepped up.
Yes.
I mean, it has to be. We love Buddy Hield. Tyreek, he'll be good coming off the bench. He's not Tyreek of old. Langston sounds like they're going to waive right away, so that's a no-brainer. A first, I don't like the idea of a second. I would have loved to have 2 firsts, but I guess Buddy Hield is pretty much as close to a first-round pick as you're going to get.
Dude, I don't know. I am so, like I said, I'm at a loss right now. I mean, I wish it was a little bit better pieces.
Yeah.
Jason Jones. I'm just blowing through all my contacts to see if there's anyone that's worth a damn to hit up. Been calling it, man. I mean, I really want to throw like a fucking praise that, hey, we predicted it, we were right, but I don't like it.
Well, we were right, though.
Yeah, but I don't like it. It's like, I don't even have a good analogy for that. It was going to sound really perverted. I don't want to go that route.
No, don't. I think you have to wait to see how it plays out. I think a knee-jerk reaction
is anger,
and that's what you're going to get that's what's going to go on Facebook for the next month. But you need to see how it plays out. You need to see how this team gels together. How this team, I think, remember, this isn't anywhere near the same thing. But remember back when the Warriors traded, who'd they trade to Milwaukee?
Monte Ellis. For Bogut, and then it turned out to be a great deal.
Right. And how many of the Warrior fans were, in fact, they booed Joe Lacob on Rick Barry night, and he got booed off the court. And then all of a sudden they started winning, and, it's history. So
exactly.
And the one thing that we've talked about is look at Denver. You take somebody like Carmelo, who's not a good team, when I say he's not a good teammate, I'm talking about on the floor. He's not a complimentary, doesn't make people better. They got rid of him, and Denver went on a winning streak. Boogie's a black hole in the offense. Boogie is a wannabe point guard. Very rarely will he go down, although he has been a lot more in the last week or two. Will he go down on the block where he can be completely dominant? It wouldn't totally surprise me to see these guys go on a 15 out of 20 winning streak.
Grant Napier, trading Demarcus Cousins was an absolute no-brainer. There's been a dark cloud over this franchise for years. That cloud is now gone. And I agree with...
Where'd you see that?
TJ just quoted Grant's tweet.
Oh, okay.
And Isaac says, I'm happy for Jaeger. So am I. He gets to...
He starts over.
There's going to be new life. There's not going to be that ball stop that we talked about. There's not going to be that uncertainty of what DeMarcus you're going to get. Now you're going to have Willie Cauley-Stein who gets to be freed up. Koufos is going to get to free up a little bit. A lot of people are going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? Koufos has the ability to be a solid 5 in this league. Now he doesn't have to worry about that. You're going to see guys that actually might want to be around here. CBS Sports just released it. Well, welcome to 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it sounds like it's official.
Here's what I'm looking forward to. I want to see DeMarcus's response. Is it gonna echo the I love Sacramento, I don't want to leave, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this? Or is it gonna be it's about goddamn time, that was all a front, I love Sacramento, but I had to get the hell out of there. You know what I mean? I'm happy to be gone, kind of, you know what I mean? I keep saying you know what I mean. I can't stop. This is dumb. Buddy is a project. Our draft pick choices have been questionable. Tyreek is a half-season rental. I don't mind trading DeMarcus, but this makes no sense. It makes a little bit of sense, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I think it's more the pieces that we already have versus the pieces that we're getting.
It is. It frees up a lot. It
frees up a shitload of cap space.
Man, crazy.
Yeah, it's I think the only thing...
Oh, God, we hit an hour.
Did we really? Oh, shit.
On Mixler. Thanks a lot, Barn Bomb. You didn't warn us. We're back on Mixler Live. Fucking Barn Bomb. Damn it. Terrence Franklin commented, during the game, you could tell something was up by observing Cousins' body language. I agree with that, Terrence Franklin.
So I wonder if he knew already.
He didn't seem too pissed off to not be in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's watching his fucking teammate drop 55 on, or 52 on an All-Star game. I mean, that's not saying much, but it's still 52 on an All-Star game.
It's going to be. I might be a Pelicans fan for a while.
No. You better burn your Kings shit. Fuck.
I'm a diehard Pelicans fan right there. Been there. I've been a Pelicans fan ever since they were Hornets.
We got to give props to Patrick Kilkenny. I asked him, I said, what are your gut feeling? He said he's gone.
Yeah.
Man. I'm literally just like scrolling, looking for anybody to give us some outside perspective on this.
Fox 40. Several sources report Kings agreed to trade DeMarcus.
This guy on Twitter, Grant Napier, you fucking backstabber. Talk all nice in front of him from day one. Talk shit as soon as he's gone.
He's been saying that since day one.
I responded back to that and said, no, Grant has been transparent with his criticism. This is unfair and uncalled for. Come on, man. As much as I talk shit about Grant from time to time. Whoa. Marcos Berton, Matt Barnes also being waived by the Sacramento Kings.
What?
Hold on, that's who I want to get on. I've talked to Berton a few times. Trading Demarcus Cousins trade New Orleans would also include the Pelicans' #1 draft pick in the upcoming draft and their #2 pick.
Hey, the Chicago pick that we have to give them, is that a trade? Is that a swap, or is that just outright we give it to them?
It's top 10 protected, but they get it. It's not a swap. It's a they.
So
get
if we
it.
make the playoffs, we lose that pick.
We lose
no
that
matter
pick no matter
yeah.
what. So we still have a first round pick regardless. Yeah. Man, Barnes is gone too.
That's interesting. So in other words, Barnes was just around to
Keep Cousins in check.
keep Cousins in check. Let's see what Matt Barnes has to say, if anything.
You know what? To be completely honest with you, I'm sure Matt Barnes is like, whatever.
Yeah.
Grant Napier, the Sacramento Kings just became a team again. It's time to move into the future. It's time to start winning. This gives them the best chance.
Kings were never going to win with DeMarcus. Never. This was a no-brainer. Yeah, this is Happy Sunday.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Keith Smith of NBA. This guy's from contributor for Real GM, FanRag Sports, Celtics blog. He says, several agents have already told me that Sacramento has lost all credibility after assuring Cousins he would not be traded this year and extended. To me, that just tells me that these agents they're not knowledgeable about what's going on, because that was straight posturing. I read through this posturing this entire time. For those of you that are just joining us, my wife included, the Sacramento Kings have traded Omri Caspi. Actually, let me get that back. They are receiving from the New Orleans Pelicans, returning Tyreek Evans, Langston Galloway, Buddy Hield, a first and second round pick from the Pelicans for Omri Caspi and Demarcus Cousins.
Cousins was just a throwaway. I'm waiting for your wife to respond.
Kings also got a first rounder in 2019 from New Orleans too.
Oh, okay.
So you're adding a third pick in there, another first round pick. Kiss that Kings first round pick goodbye to the Bulls. Oh, that's basically saying this team's going to suck ass now. You can pretty much guarantee you're not going to get that pick.
Right.
Bulls fans. Chris Broussard just responded to someone, said, will they be getting better or worse? Better without question. This is the Pelicans. Will take time to figure it out, but Pels now have... Wow. But Pecs now have two of top bigs in NBA Twin Towers. I think Chris Broussard's drinking. I really want... I really want to see how Demarcus responds for sure. People are fucking. Oh, come on, Dave. Dave's going to 1140. They're going live right now.
Are they?
Yeah. But I want to know. I want Jason Ross to hit me back. But he's not hitting me back either. I'll mention him. I'll hit up a mention. What about Nate Goodyear? Anyone want to talk to him? Let's see. Let's do this. Let's go Jason Ross at Doug Christie. I'm going to blow everybody up. Fuck it. What's Doug Christie's handle? Doug Christie. Nope.
Well, throw in Coes, too.
How do you spell? What is Doug? Someone give me Doug Christie's Twitter handle. Katie Christensen is going online right now as well. Kozamore.
Is it Mr. Jackie Christie?
Well, he's not coming on the show now. I'll go ahead and leave that one alone.
It's the Doug Christie.
Okay. What if we get Keith Brooks on? Do you think he'd come on with us?
Oh, God. No, thank you.
Right. Deuce and Mo are still on the air. Oh, man. You know we haven't done in a minute. No, I don't want to blow. I don't want to piss off our Twitter people. I know Nate from the. Someone says I missed the Maloofs.
I really kind of want to see what they're saying on KHTK.
Well, here, hold on. I can.
Can we play that?
Mm-hmm. That is the beauty of stuff. Hold on. Let's kill the soundboard. You guys stand by. We'll go ahead and get the 1140 feed if I can pull it up here.
James wants our buddy Bum Bum to come on.
Barmum?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder how Mike's doing. I'm done canceling my tickets Tuesday. Sarah Newson on Twitter or on Facebook. That's
gonna be interesting to see what the reaction is on what, Thursday? When do they play again? Thursday night?
I kind of want to get tickets. You got that game?
No.
I go on the first. I have tickets to the first. I can probably get Damian Barley on from the lowdown. Are they live? Where are they live at?
I have Saturday.
Man, what are you guys' thoughts? I mean, no more Henry from Barnes, right? Facebook. I mean, there's only 3 of you on there, but what are your guys' thoughts right now? What is your feeling on this? Our chat box, for some reason, our chat box on Mixler's fucking dead. I mean, I think it's broken.
James says James is coming down. You are. James is coming down this week. He says he's going to the game Thursday night.
Oh, nice. You know how he's reached out to? Eileen.
Yeah.
I'll take anybody at this point. I want some outside perspective on this.
There you go. Did Marcos get back to you?
No, I didn't hit up Coz.
What about our buddy Brian May?
Ooh. Well, is Brian even with ABC anymore?
No.
Sports? Do you think he's still got?
I'm sure he's got connections, and he's got a perspective. Interesting. It's going to be a fun week in town.
Man, I'm literally like losing my. I'm over that Zach Wisdom. What's up, Zach? I just sad. Do we trade a follow now? I think Aflalo definitely is going to be gone. James says your hair looks good.
Love you, man. Dude, you got this soccer thing on. There's like policemen coming out with shields.
That's what's going to be at Golden One Center on Thursday night. Kings fan 101. I wanted his ass gone. Bet this deal is an embarrassment. I don't know if I call it an embarrassment. I mean, if they're getting 3 draft picks, you know what I mean? There's some niceness to it, but
you know, it almost feels like it's not thought out well.
All right, cool. We're gonna talk to Brian May.
Oh, cool. You're welcome.
Right? All right, let's do this.
Hello.
Hey, Brian, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing all right. It's Greg Bull, obviously, and my co-host on our podcast here is Greg Veroza.
Hey, Brian.
Man, so obviously I know you're not with ABC anymore, but you were just on 1140 this week with Nate talking Kings and all things Sacramento, and I'm sure this came up a little bit out there. What was your reaction this Demarcus Cousins trade?
I'll be honest. I was surprised. I think, like most Kings fans, just because what I had seen, what I had heard from Vlade and the Kings over the last month, if not more. You know, that said, I'm going to take flack for this from some, but I'm firmly in the camp that it was time for him to go. I really am.
Absolutely. Myself and Greg here, this is probably year 2 now of us, you know, saying we don't necessarily want him gone, but for the betterment of the team, it's time to make him, you know, to have him leave. And, you know, all this talk about the extension and all these things about how much he loves everything about Sacramento, to me, it was posturing. It was making sure that they got substantial offers to be called in. Otherwise, they were just wasting their time. And obviously, you know, something came about it. And, you know, I'm personally not thrilled with the pieces coming back, but more or less, I'm excited to see what the pieces that we have here are going to be able to do without the, you know, with essentially the magnet at the top of the key in DeMarcus.
Well, agreed. And listen, I think other than having a LeBron or a Steph attached to a trade with DeMarcus, which you know would never, ever happen, there's no way that Kings fans were going to be happy with what comes in return.
Right.
Exactly.
In order for to pull a trade, you want to get your team better. Now, what defines getting better? And I think for Kings fans, you have to step back and realize, and this is where it gets murky, and this is where it gets opinionated, and this is where it gets personal. And I had someone very, very high up in the Kings organization tell me, I don't know, 2 years ago, we will win with DeMarcus Cousins. We will never be a winner with DeMarcus Cousins.
Wow.
So you have to accept the fact that you're not getting talent for talent in return because, let's face it, best big man in the NBA, no question. So you're not going to get that talent in return. But what you can't build a franchise around him. And let's say lightning struck the bottle and they got lucky and they got the 8th seed. Do you think he can be successful in a 7-game playoff series against the same team night after night? No, I just never saw that happening with him here.
And I don't think it would go 7 games anyway, so.
No, you're right, Grant, because they're going to play, you know, either Golden State or San Antonio. It wouldn't go 7.
Right.
But teams are coming in realizing all we got to do is keep pushing his buttons, and by game 3 or 4, he's going to get peeved every single game, get a couple of quick texts, and be out. You can't. I don't think he's the type of person, right now at least, that could lead them to success in a playoff series.
So do you think, so if I'm getting what you're saying, you're talking this is more addition by subtraction than anything else?
I think it has to be at this point in time because, again, Buddy Hield's a great player. He's no DeMarcus Cousins. There's no one that you could throw into this trade that there's no one that Kings fans would say, okay, that makes sense.
Antetokounmpo. That's the only person I would be okay with. Give me the Greek freak, but we know that's not happening.
That's not going to happen. You're right. No. And
So-
I'm looking at all this stuff on Twitter right now, and Kings fans are angry. But understand, I think you nailed it on the head. It's addition by subtraction right now.
Yeah.
What I think is funny is a lot of those Kings fans that are angry, if you go back in their timeline, I guarantee they're racing to delete all the trade DeMarcus tweets that they just wanted to put out there to look bold. And now that he's gone, they're like, oh, crap. It's being reported by Mark Stein that it's a first and a second round pick, Langston Galloway, Buddy Hield for DeMarcus and Omri. I saw another tweet out there that said that they're also getting a first round pick in 2019 from the Pelicans. Which makes it even better. I mean, the draft arguably is going to be getting deeper the next couple of years. The talent in college right now is probably some of the best that's been out there in a while. So, I mean, there's a little bit of silver lining, assuming Vlade can draft properly, because let's be real, he hasn't really pulled that off just quite yet. But, you mentioned it, Buddy Hield, he does have a pretty high ceiling if he can figure it out. He's a rookie. A lot of Kings fans had him on his board. They wanted him drafted, to the Kings, and it didn't work out that way. So there's a little bit of hope there. And to me, we're going to get to see a much freer flowing Willie Cauley-Stein. We're going to get to see, possibly some of the younger players like Scal or Big George come up and maybe get some minutes to really see what they can do where they're not behind DeMarcus. Obviously now there's a big question about Rudy Gay. Does he opt in now that is lifted and intend to maybe even want to resign here, that he can be one of the key pieces? Because I heard a lot of things from people around, the radio stations and around the team that Rudy's, one of his aspirations to not play here again was because of DeMarcus. He didn't want to share that spotlight. So that could change things. But in reality, I think, and Grant Napier said it on Twitter a little bit ago, that cloud of uncertainty, that cloud of negativity is lifted. And now, who knows what can happen? Maybe Vlade now can finally have that freedom to get creative. He doesn't always have to field questions. Is DeMarcus available? So it's going to be weird. It's going to be tough. But, I mean, it can't really get worse. I mean, can it? We have, 31 wins with DeMarcus.
Right. And really, was the goal to sneak in at the 8th spot? Because that was the best case scenario we were looking at this year. Yeah. And I've already seen Kings. Oh, they were sniffing at the 8th spot. Why would they do this right now? Because he couldn't be your future. Let's look beyond 2016-17. Let's look to 18-19. You're right. The draft coming up is going to be good over the next few years. And you're right. The Kings have not succeeded very well in the draft. But they do now have picks, and they're not going to get top-notch free agents to come here, at least not right now. Arena or no arena, you have to work through the draft, and now they're freeing up to do that. And I'm more excited about the future tonight than I have been in a long time. I'll be honest.
That's pretty comforting. Do you think we were kind of throwing this back and forth and kind of came to the realization that maybe Willie Cauley-Stein's step up and play over the last couple of weeks probably was one of the biggest factors in them pulling this trigger? Would you think that's accurate?
Do you think so? Because this trade was not predicated on whether Willie was playing good or not.
You don't think so? Oh, okay.
I don't. Because I don't think this trade was done with Willie in mind. I think this trade was done with just the realization he cannot be the focal point of our franchise going forward.
Right.
I think really, in my opinion, is if they found a way to sneak into that 8th seed, they lose their only first round pick this year and it goes to Chicago. And I really think that, as much as you want to criticize Vlade, with the pick swap and the bonehead things that he said and done, to me, it was, well, if this team if they're going to find a way to stumble into the playoffs, we need to make sure we have a pick. And now they have a first and a second. They have a future first. And now they have a little bit more leverage, too. Like, other teams may be like, look, if they're willing to get rid of them, maybe we can get more out of it. And Marcus Bertone just tweeted out a little bit ago that they're also releasing Matt Barnes. Obviously, if that's the case, then Barnes was simply brought in to be, basically a meathead who can handle DeMarcus, when things got bad, which obviously New York said that didn't work out too well. But, like you said, I mean, it's one of those things where I don't think it was predicated on any person or player, but I think it was more so on, we have to protect ourselves because this team, while they're not very good, the West isn't very good at the bottom, and they could find a way to mistakenly jump into the playoffs and really screw us up in a really good draft.
I think the Kings, and listen, let's go back several years now. I think the Kings have tried over and over and over again to give DeMarcus leadership, to give him a father figure, to give him a mentor. Corliss Williamson tried his best.
Yep.
There have been other players who have tried, other coaches who have tried. Granted, if you take Michael Malone out of the situation, because that was a fiasco in and of itself and really had nothing to do with the current Kings and DeMarcus, but they tried. It didn't work. It's time to move on. And I think you're right. They were going to lose a first-round draft pick. Now you have that pick. Now you just look forward to a future, and this is going to be a phenomenal draft. The best draft in years is what it's been described to me coming up.
Yep.
Right.
Now you guaranteed yourself to have a first-round draft pick.
And we're pretty much guaranteed, too, because I don't think we're going to squeak into that 8th spot now. So that Chicago pick should be okay. And at the worst-case scenario, it looks like we'll probably fall – one of these picks will fall outside the lottery because, that beautiful swap we have with Philly is going to – Philly keeps playing good. They're going to find their way up there. One last thing for you.
Actually, I have another question for you, too.
I'm sorry. Go ahead,
Brian. So let's take this the next step now. So how do you see DeMarcus fitting in New Orleans with Anthony Davis? I mean, now he's not the number one option. He's going to be 2 or 3 at best, which we've always said needs to be where he's gonna shine. How do you see New Orleans coming together?
Well, and you described it perfectly. He cannot, in my opinion, this is just me speaking, he
Right.
cannot be the focal point of your franchise. If he's not that, then I think he has a much better chance to succeed. New Orleans, close to home for him. He loves Anthony Davis. I think that he's got a great chance to succeed. And I hope people don't hear what I'm not saying. I would love to see DeMarcus succeed in New Orleans. Granted, I don't want to see the Pelicans beat the Kings, but I off the court, the guy's genuine. Off the court, all the things you saw and read about him, and I covered so many times when he's given toys to kids. He really is that genuine person. I kept waiting for him to turn that trigger off when he lost it on the court, and he never could do that. And again, if you're trying to build your team to have success in a 7-game playoff series, if you have a player who just can't turn that off, he's going to just train wreck you once you get into the playoffs. So I wish DeMarcus nothing but the best. He really is a good person, as long as he's not the focal point of your franchise.
Right.
Yep, and that's something we've been echoing on our show for a long time now. It's like if we can find a way to get someone better than DeMarcus here to allow DeMarcus to be the guy that doesn't have all the pressure on his shoulders, then I think DeMarcus gets even better. Last thing for you, Brian, and I really do appreciate you coming on with us on that short notice there. How do you think the first time DeMarcus addresses the Kings fans, whether it be via press conference in New Orleans, if he gets introduced, or if they do anything like that, or if he puts out a statement, do you think it's going to echo the same sentiment that the latest interviews with ESPN and all the stuff that's come out, about how much you love Sack and everything like that? Or do you think if it was indeed posturing, do you think that DeMarcus is going to finally just let loose a little bit and just really release some frustration about how the front office was and how everyone was always against him and how things just never were going to work here? Which side of DeMarcus do you think we see if he does address the media in Sacramento?
My guess would be the immediate is that we see the DeMarcus loves Sacramento. This was a great place to play. But my guess would be at some point down the road, he's going to let his guard down and really open up and speak honestly and truly. And when I say that, I think DeMarcus really did love Sacramento. I think DeMarcus really did love the fans here. But he's the type that takes things personal. And I'm guessing right now he's not getting ready to send a Christmas card or a Happy St. Patrick's Day card to Vlade Divac. I'm guessing right now he's not happy with Vlade, and at some point that's going to come out. But I would suspect for the immediate, there are enough people around him to tell him, listen, this is what you need to say right now. And I really think he loved being in Sacramento.
I definitely do think he did as well. I think the same sentiment without the cards and the flowers are going to be at Thursday night at Golden One. There's going to be 17,500 angry people should Vlade Divac poke his head out after the trade deadline out of his spot in the tunnel there. It's going to be a fun one to see, I think. But it so goes as the Sacramento Kings fan.
Do you remember how Warriors fans reacted to Joe Lacob when he traded Monte Ellis?
Yep, we just talked about that.
Yeah, we just talked about that about 20 minutes ago.
All right, you remember how that turned out for you? Yep,
absolutely.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So, it's going to be interesting to see if we go on if this team goes on a 15 out of 20 game streak, and I'm not sure that's possible, but if they do, I wonder how quickly people forget about this trade.
And you're right. I don't think that's going to happen. I think tonight is day one of the honest rebuilding of this franchise.
Yep, and I always revert it all the way back to the Chris Webber for Mitch Richmond trade. People were outside of Arco with pitchforks and flames ready to burn the place down, and they started winning, and it was Mitch who. So, we don't know.
Including Weber, who was coming here at the time, didn't want to be here.
I'm pretty sure he had the lighter. I think he was the one lighting all the pitchforks. But, Brian, I really do appreciate it.
Thanks, Brian.
To get an outside perspective, we were just kind of stumbling over ourselves, not really sure what to think. But like you said, it's all we can do is wait and see what happens. And, hopefully Lightning, hits that bottle and we have something good come out of it. But, yeah, definitely wish Boogie all the best. Wish you all the best. Hopefully we see you popping up somewhere soon. And we get that smiling face back on TV or radio or wherever you may end up. And
if you just want to practice getting on the air for for our fans, you're always welcome to come on our show too.
Gentlemen, I appreciate it. I am ready on many levels to turn the page.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, guys.
Okay, bye.
Night. All right, that was Brian May. Really good stuff there. I mean, it's a good perspective. I mean, at least it kind of reinforces a little bit that, where we were.
Yeah.
You just have to kind of turn the page and see what happens. I'm going to check my Twitter was blowing up. I don't know if it was Barn Bomb or TJ or who, but man, so like I said, in case you missed it, Demarcus Cousins gone. Matt Barnes apparently is going to be gone as well, and day one, like Brian said, day one of the
true
rebuild for the Sacramento Kings is live.
Yeah.
So a couple more days until the trade deadline. That's obviously one of those things where we're going to have to wait and see. We're an hour and a half in. We've gotten through. I'm going to give a little insight to Facebook land. All of this was our plan. You can't really see it. There's a little bit all that writing. We got to hear all of this is going to get pushed to next week and probably won't be relevant. We don't even need to talk baseball. We don't need to talk 49ers. This is the Sacramento Kings trade Demarcus Cousins show. Anything else you want to cover? I mean, we're pretty much just rehashing where we're at now.
Yeah, no, I think I want to go home and watch I want to go hit Sports Center.
Yeah, Mark Stein's talking right now. Kings fans,
hit us up on our Facebook page. Let us know what you think.
Wow, look at this. Since he came into the league in 2010-11, 105 technicals, 46 times he's fouled out, and he's been ejected 12 times, the most in the NBA.
For all three of those.
As much as I loved him as a player, I have his jersey hanging in the hallway.
And I think, for me, it's not as much as a player. It's just him as a person.
No, what I was saying is that as much as when he was good, it was great. But there's so many negatives that outweigh those positives, and we've won 31 games at most.
And we've been saying that since day one. So don't let yourself get caught up in the hype of it right now. It could be addition by subtraction. We're gonna have to wait and see what goes on.
And this is a deep draft. Now we potentially have 2 picks in this draft. We don't know what else Vlade has in store. Keep Galloway and get a bag of dicks for Macklemore. Hey, James, Macklemore's been playing good lately. This may free up Ben too.
Yeah.
We don't know. We got to wait and see. Man. All right, well, Vlade Divac pulled the trigger. Demarcus Cousins gone. For Greg Veroza, I'm Greg Bull. We will see you guys next week unless something bigger breaks, which isn't going to happen.
Good night, Larry, and good night, Demarcus, wherever you are.
Oh, he's partying. He's already in New Orleans.
Oh, I know.
He's already home.
And it's Mardi Gras happening now too. So.
Oh.